Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching GEEKCASTER, everything sci-fi, fantasy, tech, music, and pop culture commentary. Yes, I am Seven. We've got Corey. How you doing, Corey?
Good. How are you doing, Simon?
I'm doing good. Doing good. So, we're going to talk about the last year, this new year, the big buzz Superman trailer. And you do not watch trailers, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, well, for those of you that like to live on the other side of the rock, trailer was interesting. But there's only so many ways you can go with the Superman story. Do you fight the whole Boy Scout thing? Do you go with, I believe with Christopher Reeves, it was either Superman 3 or 4, where he was an alcoholic in the beginning? And it showed a darker kind of this bad boy that he had to fight and grow beyond. Did he get beat up? And now in the trailer, we did see he lost some battle. So he could take a punch and lose, allegedly. But that's
he
it.
died.
But that's it. They didn't really give much. So, and you're not the only one. I know a couple people, they refuse to see trailers.
Because a movie is supposed to be a whole cinematic experience.
Yes.
I don't want to sit in a movie and be like, oh, I saw this from the trailer. Oh, this is from the trailer. This is the one good scene, and it ruins the entire movie.
Gotcha. So they did establish a villain. So we think, maybe.
Is it God? Is it Darkseid?
We don't know.
Mm.
We don't know.
Another Lex Luthor?
But it is played by a person of color. Lex Luthor was in there. But surprisingly, Superdog.
Just like
which
Super
is
Pets. Super Pets. Mm.
Yeah. That I did find a little weird. It's very cartoonish, having Superdog in there.
I don't think so. I think we have, what was it, Superman's cousin? Supergirl?
Which he was supposed to be the only one that survives. Then it was, we sent his cousin to make sure he's okay.
I mean, if you think about a dying planet, they could not have been the only parents that sent their child off a dying planet. It only makes sense.
And and everybody sent their kid to Earth?
Yeah, it was the only viable planet.
Okay.
With their powers, what other yellow giant star feeds the Superman Kryptonian bloodline their powers?
Right. Okay. The dog kind of threw me a loop.
I think the dog's fine.
You think the dog
is it a real dog? Is it a CGI dog?
I don't know. I gotta look again. I think it was a real dog. They probably blended some parts, So what is the story behind Superdog? Do you even know? I don't even know.
I know it was another iteration where they sent baby Kal-El. They sent his dog with him so he wouldn't be alone.
Cute. All right. If that's what we're doing.
Every Krypton on the planet, what was it, Krypton? Yeah. Every Kryptonian on the planet Krypton had powers. So why couldn't their pets have powers?
Oh, you know what? Before I forget, what did you think of the series Krypton?
I didn't watch it.
Okay. I'm surprised.
I didn't hear enough of it to be intrigued.
I saw a little bit of it. It was like, where are you going? And then it kind of was sitting in a nice little spot, and then I just lost interest.
Yeah, I heard the same exact.
Okay. All right. Well, then there you have it. So, what stood out this year?
There were a lot of things. Currently, Wicked is dominating everything.
Okay.
if you like movies, if you like musicals, even if you
Mm,
don't like musicals,
okay.
a lot of people who aren't even fans of Wicked are loving
Okay.
this new movie and soundtrack.
Nice. Great, talented people.
Once you
I
get past Ariana Grande.
Aw, why? What is it? You don't like the acting or?
No, I think a lot of people think she's weird for the part. I think she actually did a fantastic job.
Mm,
Once you get rid of the icon Ariana Grande in a movie, she
mm.
she actually is Glinda the Good.
And I think that's part of the problem when I guess pop stars jump in. It's kind of hard to see them as anything else unless you go deep into makeup and a character that's totally different than the character that they play as a pop star, which is why Lady Gaga did a very good transition. Because I feel when she did that movie playing the I Want to Be Famous character, she played
Oh,
more
the
of her.
song.
Right, she played herself, but she's been playing this act as a pop star for years. So when she made that transition, you're like, oh wow, she's brilliant. So I
Except
think
except Joker Part Two. We don't talk
oh,
about that.
okay. But what about
That
when
was
she did the what was it? What was that movie? Was it Ferrari? Ferrara? Where it was like this Gucci.
Gucci. Yes.
She did a decent job in Gucci, no?
Yeah. Yeah. She's. I'm saying every movie she's been in was great except Joker Part Two.
Okay. Okay. Well, Ariana Grande, I am a huge fan of her talent. Not necessarily the writing team of the music and whoever is producing her, but I think she's one of the most talented of that pop generation. Like, I think she's viable. So I'm really happy to hear you say that she did a really good job.
Yeah, she did a good job. Cynthia Erivo, who plays Elphaba, the Wicked Witch, as we all know. Stephen Schwartz, who
Well,
did the
hold on.
original.
Let's talk about Cynthia for a minute. I was able to interview her once, and she was super nice. How did she do? Let's have a
Um,
deep dive on that. Amazing.
okay.
She's
Okay.
she's great.
Are we spoiling this a little bit, or should we just leave?
I just want to know because she gives really good face.
It's
Like,
not just space.
what?
She
No, I'm just
embodies.
saying. Not. I didn't see this movie yet, but I'm just saying she has a really nice intensity anytime she does a character that I like. Like every actor has a thing. Like there's a couple actors where anytime they have like this little dialogue, some of them do this thing with their eyes. Something do the, she does this face thing consistent. That's her thing, and I think it's great. But I could imagine with the makeup and the story and how she has to give a lot in this character, and in ways that you could never see on Broadway, right? Because you're so far from the audience.
Well, I think that's the magic of
Mm.
when you take a Broadway musical and make it into a movie.
Hmm.
You bring the audience very close to the character,
Okay.
and the more passionate and more deeply the character is written and acted, the harder the songs hit.
Okay.
She, by far, I think across the board, there have been so many iterations of Defying Gravity, which is the pinnacle song of Act One in the Broadway show Wicked. It
Okay.
first started with Dina Menzel, who made the the song popular because she played the Wicked Witch on the Broadway show. With
Okay.
as many iterations, Cynthia Erivo by far has the best emotional, gut wrenching, Defying Gravity song ever. If you leave with nothing out of the movie, you are definitely going to feel that song.
Okay.
And
Sound
she
like
has played.
you went underwater a little bit. If you could get a little closer to the microphone.
Is that better?
That is whatever you just did. That was amazing.
Sweet. It's probably a loose connection. But I was saying she has the best iteration of Defying Gravity amongst all the other people who sang the
Okay.
song on Broadway.
Wow. Wow. Now, I'm hearing the way that they did the film, there's definitely a part two.
They already filmed part one and part two simultaneously, so
What?
it's already done. Yes.
That's a very good strategic hustle because
Hmm.
you paid people once or kind of twice because after this film, Cynthia could write her ticket to be in anything.
She was she's a big name on Broadway, and so
Right. She's
this
a
is
right,
just yeah, this is just putting her to the masses.
right, right. Well, I'm surprised Harriet Tubman didn't get more play when she did that film.
The film wasn't that great. I saw the film.
Mm.
It was I think it was the writing that cost the film a lot more.
Mm. Well, I tell you one thing that I did not like was the the fictional enemy in the film.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason to her life is so amazing.
Hmm.
There's no reason to make up people.
Yeah.
Like, are you serious?
Exactly.
I think that was a crucial mistake, especially people that like history and such a beloved soul. Um, she just means a lot to so many people that
Hmm.
don't do that. There's no need to do that.
I think it came at a time where Hollywood didn't know how to blend musicals and movies. They
Mm,
didn't know what to do with Cynthia because she's so big. Her personality is just huge.
mm,
And so you have this huge character in Harriet Tubman, and you have this huge actress in Cynthia Erivo that they could not blend the two.
gotcha. That's fair. All right. So, what else stood out this year as far as whether it's TV, politics, music,
Oh,
technology, anything,
I got,
straight across the board?
I got the Hawk Tour girl who
Okay.
became viral. Ray Gun from the Olympics that was just
Mm,
a meme for everything. You also got the Turkish shooter from the Olympics who, without any weapons or any training, just went up and came in second place.
wow. Wow. Yeah, those are huge. Yeah, when you got political commentary people using Hawk to disrespect people running for president, that's kind of huge. The impact of social media
Oh, how could we not talk about the Kendrick Lamar Drake feud?
that came out of nowhere, and I don't know.
If you're a fan of
Did,
hip hop, it didn't come out of nowhere, actually.
well, did anybody really care, or just like their immediate fans care? Like
No,
for instance,
everybody cared.
you think so? I think
People
everyone
who didn't even
commented on it, but did everyone really care?
people who don't even listen to rap knew about the battle and
They
they
knew
listened to
about it, but they didn't care. So, like,
they
so for
did.
instance, when Nas and Jay Z, right? I mean, this
Mhm.
goes way back, but people cared. Like, it was important to people.
Right. But
People,
that stayed mainly in the hip hop rap genre. This battle went beyond that. This was a social.
okay, because of
I
social
got,
media.
and it brought people who aren't even into hip hop or rap into this genre to find out what's going on with this battle, and they listen to each song, trying to figure out what's
Right.
going on. It really did a lot
Well,
for the genre.
I've heard a lot of people talk about it. I said, well, were there any particular lines that kind of, the one liner? Oh, I didn't listen to it. I just know about it. I had so many people commenting on it that didn't even listen to the music. So that's why I
I, I
asked.
I know people who don't even listen to rap or hip
Okay,
hop listen to the songs for the battle
interesting.
because it was such a big thing.
And Drake tried to sue, well, not try to, he is
It
suing
did feeling.
Spotify, right? Is it
uh,
Spotify?
Yeah, he said that they illegally pushed the song that basically ended him. That was playing everywhere. He did a concert, and the DJ actually played "Not Like Us," and you can see his face, and so he's just being a sore loser,
Wow.
in my opinion.
Well,
Sorry,
that
Drake.
DJ definitely got fired.
Probably not doing another Drake concert ever again.
No, that's disrespectful. Like this.
It wasn't disrespectful because the whole club went into the song. Like you,
mm,
it's an iconic song right now.
wow.
Now, "Family Matters" from Kendrick was it's the most disrespectful diss song I've ever heard. "Not Like Us" is a club banger,
Yeah,
which
a lot of people do keep saying, even if anything, they say the phrase,
Mhm.
which is a very cultural community phrase, but that's the whole point. Him saying that you're not really kind of part of the culture, not really. Which was that's deep.
You're very deep.
Yeah, like
Calling the
you're on the
colonizer.
outside. That statement alone made it because I heard some of the. I mean, I've heard better battles before. I've heard better battles before.
No.
Oh yeah,
No. No.
they need to go against Jadakiss. Some real rappers.
Name a battle that went this
I'm gonna
long.
name rappers that should have take either of them. Either of them. Jadakiss, come on. Neither of them could keep up with him.
Kendrick and Jadakiss would be an interesting battle, but I don't think they're too different. Jada is more
He's
street
good. He's a
life,
lyricist,
and
but
he Kendrick is also a lyricist, but he's coming from a consciousness of like pain and trauma, whereas Jadakiss is coming from the rugged, hardcore street. It's two different dynamics.
okay. We gonna do a whole another
This
show.
is your show.
I just no. I just yeah that's a whole other thing. I actually would like to do some music driven because I just find it fascinating, especially the whole argument old school new school. But I mean, if you're good, you're good. Because look at those two older gentlemen from the UK.
Oh, what is it?
You know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
yeah.
So it because I think that like when you mention Meth or Jada or I, Jay, not to just throw him in there, but he's pretty good at battling LL. It becomes this whole old school versus new school, and it's not. It's like if you're good, you're good. That's it. It's about the lyrics, not necessarily a. It's like a guitar player. I don't care if you're 4 or 104. If you could play, you could play. If you're dope, you're dope. That's
I
it.
disagree with that. I disagree with that
Why? Tell me.
because
Talk to me.
all right, so you have genres, right? Like NWA came up where it was Bad Boy, the rough life, right? And then you have Eminem who came out of nowhere and he's just a plain lyricist, right?
Mhm.
But he's in that time where everyone was talking about street life and he was talking about regular life that he's been through. Now you have Kendrick Lamar who's talking, well, bridging the gap between what Eminem was saying and what the street dudes were saying. So I think, like you're saying, if you're good for decades, not just the time that you're in.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I think, in fact, it's funny. I went to a studio earlier today and I was talking about it. I'm not a fan of rappers that throw out random phrases that if you take a piece of it, oh, that's deep. But then when you look at the tapestry of the whole thing, you really didn't say nothing. And then then boom, there's a hook. I'm not into that. So if anyone feels disrespected, some of the greats, some of the new ones, if you fall underneath that, I am not impressed. But again, I'm not the one buying your record, so it doesn't really matter. So I can't have that conversation. I need someone that's a poet. Whether it could be different types of poetry, because I think Old Dirty Bastard is one of the most underrated lyricists because he was funny. But if you actually listen to him, he was like, it made sense. He was throwing random things that in the tapestry made sense, and not many people could do that.
Right.
And that shows you how intelligent he was, as well as skillful. While I could give a year, and that would kind of like, I think around definitely maybe the early 2000s, it started this trend, which started by a really popular, one of the greats, I think. That's why I don't want to say his name, because you know what I'm talking about, where it's like he just, and they're like, oh, he's one of the best ever. I'm like, it's okay.
But then, if you dissect ODB's lyrics today by someone of today's generation, they may not get it. But
Oh,
if
they'd
you
be like, he's
dissect,
brilliant in comparison.
but I've heard people say what they don't get it. We
Oh,
get it
wow.
because we've gone through the changes of hip hop. When you have
Interesting.
someone of this day and age who listen to Eminem, they'll understand it because Eminem is more plain, even though he's a lyricist.
Well,
ODB, like you said, is more convoluted. You have to really pay attention.
well, I think the problem is that if someone younger does not get it, it's because they have problems with paying attention. And that's an iPhone computer. That's a whole another conversation. But
I wouldn't necessarily go
I
that
would
far.
say this. You are right. If you are great, you are great. It doesn't matter. Like when you go back, there were always whack rappers. Let's just be real. Everything old school wasn't great. But when you go back and listen to certain people, I don't want to just name a bunch of people, but if you the greatness was there, regardless. Even if the style has changed, you could still pick up and be like, wow, that was dope. Wow, that was this, that was that. Whether it's whatever the different styles, how you want to label it. So, but yeah, we do need to do a hip hop show. But in the hip hop show, we need to get like 6 people on there with different perspectives
Yeah.
and different time periods. And we get some older cats, younger cats, left to the right. That'd be great. I'm super curious. And there's a lot of new people that are dope, that are in the wings.
Mm-hmm.
I heard this 14-year-old girl. I was like, you are better than all the female rappers that are out now.
Oh, there's a lot of female rappers right now who are coming up and just killing it.
They're killing it.
Mm-hmm.
Killing it. It's like they're making people look like they're bubble gum. All right. So what else? So the Joker do. That was a huge flop for many fans. And they definitely built that up to be like it was going to be something amazing. How do you feel about that? Do you? Because here's DC. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it fell into the whole DC trap where you're like, oh, the sequel's going to be great. And we've had that with Wonder Woman. We've had that with Shazam 2.
Mm-hmm.
They come out with a really good first movie, and they just don't know how to follow up with a sequel.
Smile 2, they delivered. I don't think it was good as Smile 1, but they delivered their brand. Like, it wasn't bad.
It was bad, in my opinion.
Really?
I feel like there are other scary movies that you could watch and be fulfilled with rather than Smile 2.
That is fair. What about Gladiator 2?
I have not seen it.
Interesting. I saw it. Was it a well-cooked meal? It was okay. I saw it in the theaters. I'm trying to see things in the theaters and support.
Mm.
I could have seen it at home and just been like, okay, cool, that was cool.
That's Smile 2.
Okay, that is fair. That is fair. The pop star thing was a little too much for me.
Yeah.
So
speaking of home, sorry, I meant to switch gears, but the biggest event of the year was Jake Paul and Mike Tyson.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that was just wrong on so many levels.
It
It was
was
wrong.
I think the anticipation of the buildup because everyone wanted to see old Mike, and people who didn't even know about Mike Tyson were looking at his highlights like, this guy's about to kill Jake Paul. And people who are Jake Paul fans were like, he's the new wave of boxers for the sport. And it was a big clash. And it underdelivered. Like
For the
just,
gram, I mean, it just wasn't, you know, yeah. Uh, what did you
you know,
think of Blink Twice?
Blink twice.
Mm-hmm. The
What was
Zoe
Blink?
Kravitz film.
No
Yep,
idea.
there you go. We could rock with that. And I'll leave that right there. No, the overall premise was cool. And I think the first half of the movie was good. And for her first major debut as a filmmaker, I think that's
Mhm.
great. And I'm looking forward to see what she does next. Second half of the film, not so much. Ending, trash. Like if you really were trying to make a statement, you're just not cool. Now you said the substance was really good, and that came out of the blue.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, that was what I think the social media streaming movie that raged across all platforms.
Okay.
People were talking about it. It's really good.
All right. Well, one of the huge conversations, we need to do a whole show on this. We have like a couple minutes left, but AI, if you didn't turn to the left, then you turn to the right. And if you didn't turn to the right, you move back. And if you didn't move back, you move forward. But one of those directions, you heard AI, every day. AI, artificial intelligence. That has been like the buzz all year, I think. If any winner, the only thing short to that was the Mike Tyson fight. Oh no, Diddy. Diddy,
Oh yeah,
AI,
yeah.
Diddy, Mike Tyson fight, the election.
Do we want to bring up Luigi?
Oh, he's getting the tail end of the year, so
Yeah,
it's not quite there yet.
we're wrapping up with Luigi. How about that?
Okay, okay, and this is where we're at
Yeah.
as a culture. The biggest thing in hip hop weren't the songs, whereas to me, a battle. If you say it's a great battle, but that's the biggest thing in hip hop was this battle between Kendrick and Drake. The biggest thing in technology, AI. Just not like it's new. It's not new, but constantly talking about it. Obviously, we had an election, and that was what that was.
Do we want to talk about the assassination attempts? Because that was big.
That also was big. So here you have it. That's what it was,
Oh,
and
Dune
oh
2. I'm so sorry. Dune
yep,
2.
and Dune 2, which I liked better than Dune 1.
I agree.
Yeah. Oh, shots fired. We agree on that. So
Very rare.
we definitely need to do some music talk about
Mhm.
technology, where we're at, especially with AI musicians and production. And the Beatles up for a Grammy using AI as a tool in their creation or recreation of old demos. And yeah, it's going to be a very interesting ride. And everybody, welcome to 2025. You're watching GEEKCASTER, and we're out of here. Have a good one.